Alrighty guys, in today's video we are going to be talking about Activision, ticker symbol ATVI. Over the past couple of days there's been so much talk and hype and just momentum about this stock, and we're going to be pretty much breaking down what's going on. Should you buy it? Should you sell it? Should you hold it? My overall opinion about it, and we'll look at some fundamentals and kind of see more of what's going on, why people are talking about it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys get anything in value, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because hey, at the end of the day, it really helps me out when you guys do that. So do it right now. So starting off, Activision. So when we look at the chart, you can see we have all these lines, right? We have one here, here, and here. We'll get into pretty much what all of these represent. So you can see the stock had this tendency to hit this price action right at about the $73 mark, right? It hit it several times and we get buying pressure virtually every single time it hits there. So this represents the support for Activision. So it hits it, we get some buying pressure, it moves its way up, hits some highs here at $104. This is giving a return of right at about 40%. And at the time, people were saying, hey man, this thing is going to 115, 120, if not 130 before we get any pullback, right? There's so much momentum. And then it did release a little bit of some earnings, went up, and then just started selling off. Went from 104 all the way down to about $90, within 2 weeks. Then it came back up, curled, hit this $100 mark, sold off. Hit that $100 mark, sold off, hit it, sold off. So that represents a very strong resistance. So this is just when a stock has a tendency to have sell off near and around that price zone, okay? So it hits this mark and then just starts selling off. You can see, this thing sold off over 26% in the matter of a couple of months, which is quite a bit, especially for a stock as volatile as this. And then as we look in here, it hits that previous support, and we get some buying pressure. So now people are saying, hey man, this thing's going back up to at least maybe this resistance here at 85, if not coming all the way back up to 100. So let's hop into it. I remember at the time people were buying this thing up like crazy. Then it sold off, had a 14% drop in a single day. One of the largest falls for a stock for this stock in 14 years. So you can see it just really plummeted super fast. It actually sold off 14% and all the way down here with minus 17%. So now people are freaking out, saying what is going on with this thing, making it very undervalued on the RSI, and people are freaking out. Okay, and it dropped for a couple of reasons. The very first thing is it looked like a weak earnings report. When they released the earnings right in here, you can see it is a little weaker on a 0.89, with the previous earning being 1.2. So lost a little bit of revenue, lost a little bit of steam. Okay, that's a common issue, but why would it fall 14%? Yeah, that would be common of like a pretty much 4 or 5% fall, but 17% fall. Well, the company is getting sued, and this is by far one of the largest reasons why, is because it's getting sued for a variety of company harassment and discrimination issues were fully resolved. So there's a lot of controversy right now about this stock, and for me, all I care about is growth, revenue, and technicals. So when we look at the fundamentals here, you can still it still had an 18% increase on revenue, which is pretty good. And if we actually go ahead and look at the cash on hand, they have about $9.2 billion in cash, which is an 85% increase, which is very promising. Not to mention they only have $3 billion in long-term debt. So if the company ever slows down, they still have, $6 billion just sitting there that they can use to reinvest in the business, to grow it, to expand. And if we look at the 3-year chart, this is where things look awesome. Beautiful upward trend. The only thing that does suck here is they do pay this dividend, and it's on a yearly basis. So it's not a quarterly, it's just on a yearly. They used to pay 37-cent dividend, then a 41. Now they're paying a 41 cent, and you can see this massive fall becoming extremely undervalued. I'm going to be buying this thing up. I think it's one of the strongest esports stocks out there. I don't think this is going to continue. I do think we'll see some support stepping in. But in the meantime, I think a good solid strategy for Activision would be dollar cost averaging. Use the volatility of Activision to your advantage. So if the stock just continues to sell off, that's fine. What you're doing is you're just consistently investing either weekly or monthly, so you get a good average price. So when the stock recovers, you're going to be making an absolute killing off it just because your average price is going to be so low. I definitely think Activision is a strong esports contender, and it's definitely worth having a little bit in your portfolio. I would recommend keeping this thing under about 10% of your portfolio size. So what that means is if you have $1,000 in your account, I would recommend putting, a max amount of $100 into Activision just because of the overall risk of it right now. Dollar cost average it and you guys will be just fine. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's kind of what's going on with Activision. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe. Take care.